To spot a social climber, or as the modern day philosophers call it, dick riding for social approval. Everyone knows someone who secretly or openly preys on your downfall. Let's start the video off with, what is a social climber? There are two types of social climbers. The social climber who climbs for financial reward, and the other who climbs for validation, or as I like to call them, validation addicts. A validation addict is your number one secret hater. These people don't like confrontation, don't have their own personality, and are not enjoyable to hang out with. They're constantly on their phone, and you'd have better success teaching Helen Keller how to drive than actually holding a conversation with them. Anyways, now that we got that out the way, here are 3 signs that your homeboy is secretly just a social climber. Number 1. Social climbers will use you as a talking point. In any group setting, if there's nothing to talk about, the social climber will use your failures as a talking point to try and get the approval of the group. If the group is also a bunch of dick riders, this will usually involve everyone else stroking each other's egos and involve bringing you down and making fun of you. Another thing about this person is, as soon as the social climber makes a joke about the target, he'll instantly scan the room to look for their approval. The thing is, social climbers are kind of passive aggressive, so if you're with a normal group, they won't really recognize it as them being a shitty person. And most often than not, the social climber will usually try to brush off his insults as a joke. The social climber is usually not even looking for financial gain. He just wants validation of the group, and it's sad because only some people can recognize this. It doesn't matter what stage you're at in life, you'll find these types of people at the club, or maybe even at a work party, or even maybe at your local gym. Number 2, they constantly bring up your past failures. A social climber in a group setting will always bring up your past failures, no matter how many years ago it was. They usually start the sentence with, remember that time when... These people are stuck in the past and they're obsessed with being seen as better than you. The social climber doesn't think he's doing anything wrong because in his mind, he's just trying to make conversation, but in reality, it's weird because it's almost like they're obsessed with you. They're preying on your downfall. Bringing you down raises his social status within the group and lowers yours. If you have a high social status within the group, you're most likely not a target, as they gain less if they were to try to bring your status down. Number 3. I said there were 3, but there's only 2. At some point in our lives, we've all exhibited traits of a social climber. I feel like instinctually we've all wanted that external validation from other people. So in some ways I can sympathize with social climbers. Everyone likes approval. It feels good to belong and be part of something. As humans, feeling like we belong is linked to our social status, and the higher we're perceived by the people, the more resources that we can be given. First time one of my videos went viral, it was the biggest dopamine hit ever. The most external validation I've ever received. Social media is hypnotizing in that way. It can make you feel like you've actually achieved something, when in reality, virality doesn't really objectively contribute to society in any way apart from entertainment. In a way, it's kind of paradoxical, because in a world of influences, external validation can be weaponized. In retrospect, popularity is essentially just an accumulation of external validation. Doesn't matter if you're a singer or an athlete. More attention, more virality, more clicks, and more people will be hitting you up for advertisements. The amount of people validating your success begins to be essential to your career, whether you like it or not. People who bring down others just to feel validated in a group setting view everything as a competition. They see other people's failures as their own victories and secretly see their own flaws in everyone else. But because of the people that he surrounds himself with, he ends up in this never-ending loop. Because socially, he's being rewarded for this behavior, so it's going to be a while for him to recognize that he's an asshole.